My name is Adam Schwartz, and I've been playing guitar for over 20 years, and over the past 15 has been more specifically like 2000s metalcore, Killswitch, Bullet, As I Lay Dying, those awesome 2000s metal bands. The past 2.5 years, I've been teaching this specific style of riffing, and there's been some amazing students that have gone through my program and seen some incredible results. But as much as playing an awesome Killswitch riff feels so amazing, we all just want to write our own awesome riffs just like that. But the problem is, I just wrote that, right? By the time that I'm done filming this intro, I'm probably going to forget it unless I document it somewhere. And there's different ways to document your riffs. Some people would rather record it in audio and then listen back and try to figure it out again. But some of us, like myself, I like to see stuff written out, and that's kind of what this video is about. This is actually a lesson from my program to where I basically write a basic riff, a very simple riff, and I tab it out on Guitar Pro, and I kind of show you guys just the ins and outs of this program. So enjoy. In this lesson here, I kind of have a riff idea. So basically we're just going to take a riff, we're going to tab it out on my tab program, Guitar Pro, which is a paid program. I think it's maybe like $100 a year or something. I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but it's definitely worth it if this is something that you really want to get into, like writing your own stuff and recording your own stuff. Personally, I love using tabs. That's how I remember stuff, is from tabs. I've never been good at, like, you know, listening back to something and figuring it out. I think maybe just because I'm lazy and I don't like to try to figure it out. It's like I have the documentation right there, and it tells me exactly what I need to play, so I don't have to go do that. So I love using a tab program like Guitar Pro. This is, I would say, the superior, absolute best tab program. So if you are serious about this and you don't mind spending a little bit of money on this hobby, I would definitely get yourself Guitar Pro. So let's tab out a riff. So I have kind of a riff idea. Well, I don't remember what it was, so. All right, let's just write a new riff then. There we go, that's our riff. Now let's tab it out on here. I'm gonna have to be looking at my screen over here because my MacBook screen isn't working right now. So if I'm looking over there, that's what I'm doing. So right now, I'm not gonna worry about the tempo. Let's get this thing tabbed out, and then we'll kind of figure out what the tempo we want. Pretty sure it's going to be a 4/4 time signature. That's what it sounds like to me. Generally, that's what I play automatically, is 4/4 riffs. So let's figure out what that riff was again. Okay, so it's palm muted, then accented note, back to the palm mute, and then to a little hammer on. Let's check it out. And this right here, these are going to be 8 notes, what I'm playing right here. So I got to change from the quarter note to the 8th note here. And then I also need to palm mute those, because I know those are going to be palm muted. And then we're going to 5th fret. And then one more 8th note palm muted chug between. And then it goes into that little hammer on onto the 8th fret. So hammer on is there. That's what that sounds right to me. And then what do we do after that? We just do it. And then we go hammer on, basically the same thing, but hammer on to the 7th fret. So I'm just gonna copy all of this. Maybe wait, 1, 2, 3. So I have one more beat that I can use on this, because each one of these is each 2 notes is going to be 1 beat. So I got 2, so that's 1 beat right here, 2 beats, 3 beats, and now 4 beats. So I'm going to copy the rest of this right here, even though it's not exactly the same. But all I got to do is change that to the 7. And then, where did it go? And then we did that dyad there, which would be the 5th, 6th, so the major 6 dyad, and then we go over and do the major 7 dyad. You guys probably are noticing that I like major 6 and major 7 dyads in my riffs. You don't have to use these, but I like them. And then we go basically and then we basically play this exact riff again, right? But we need to make sure that we get the right amount of notes on this measure, which would be from here to here, and then we get into the next measure. So we'll get that, paste it on the 3rd measure there, and then we do that little dyad. And then I'm just going dyad, open, dyad, open. Maybe it's dyad, open, dyad. Yeah, that's what I do. Dyad, open, dyad. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, and then open, open. I guess we could do not palm muted dyads, and then we'll do palm muted open. That's what I'm thinking. So, are we gonna be good with okay, so 1, 2, 3. So this is gonna have to be a quarter note, because otherwise, or we could do a rest there. But I think just letting that dyad ring out is probably a better option. That sounds pretty cool, I think. Not my favorite riff ever, but it's cool. And then, so now I think we can pick a tempo, since we have like pretty much the riff idea written out, so we know kind of what we want. So let's pick a tempo real quick. Should we go faster? Let's do 150, see how it sounds. I actually like that tempo right there. Let's just go up to 180 and see what it sounds like a little bit faster, and see if we like that. I actually like the 180 better, but let's stick with 180. I like 180. Sounds cool. 180. Okay, so now that's the first part of that riff. There, if you remember, there's another section which the only thing that changes up the next time around is going to that major 7 dyad based off of the 8th and the 12th fret. So we can copy and paste pretty much all of this, right? And I'm just going to copy and paste all of it, and then switch up these dyads here. Instead of 3, 5, we'll go 8, 12, 8, 12. So much easier copy and pasting stuff. I'm going to save this right now just so I don't screw anything up. And we'll just say, let's call it Cool Riff. And I'll save it to my desktop. Save to the desktop. Okay, cool. The riff is written out. That's it. So this program does take a little bit of time to kind of figure out. I mean, obviously all these little nuances and all this stuff over here on the side here, they all mean something, but some common ones, obviously these are the different notations, so that's how you switch those up. This one here is actually very interesting. I don't even know what it's called, but it basically, so if I wanted to let this note ring out longer, this dyad ring out longer, so let's say we wanted this dyad to ring out for an entire measure after this, okay? So I'll go, that's going to be a whole note, because the whole note's going to take up that whole entire measure in a 4/4 time signature. Okay, so but what if I didn't want it to I didn't want to strum it, you know, at the end there and then strum it again and let it ring out. I wanted that one strum to just ring out the entire time. Then that's what this little dealio here is for. Now, it doesn't pick that twice, it rings out the one time, but I don't necessarily, well, we'll just leave it, screw it, we'll leave it. I like it, the end of the riff, we just let it ring out, that's cool. Some other stuff too that you might want to look into is right here, we've got, let's see, what if we wanted to do a little vibrato right there? That's vibrato right there. This one here is a different vibrato with the trem bar, which, you know, if you have a trem bar, you might want to use that. This is just hammer on, pull off. This is like some tap type stuff. What else we got here that's really important to understand? Slides are going to be this one here. So if I want, instead of the 5/7 hammer on, if I want a 5/7 slide, I could do right there. That would be slide. And then it slides. So anyways, I didn't want, let's change that back real quick. Hammer on. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this entire program because that's not really what this course is about. I just wanted to give you guys kind of the basics of it and just show you how amazing this program actually is for tabbing stuff out and writing songs. And I always suggest to everybody, if they want to write their own music, if tablature is something, the way that you want to remember stuff, then this program is definitely worth your time and worth your money. And if you are a beginner metalcore guitarist and you're like, hey man, I'd rather you just give me all the answers, just give me all the videos that I need to watch, give me everything that I need from start to finish to learn this awesome style of riffing, that's what my program is. And it would be awesome if you join. Just check out the link below.